Okay, so let me open OneNote. So we were discussing on how to work with the implementation project and what are the different steps and how we need to build and all those stuff. Okay, and I given you one example of a customer table. Okay, so today we will start with the development. So before starting the development, there are few things that we need to do. Okay, let me open Chrome and then let me go to dev.azure.com. Okay, and here did we create? I think this is not the account. One second, let me check. Just a second, I want to check the account with which I have logged on with Dynamics 365. Okay, because I think I showed you the admin user provisioning. So mostly I have logged in with that account. So one second. Actually, if you click here, oh, it says RKD 365. Do you people remember here which account did we create? One second, let me check. No. Do you people remember which account did we create sometime back? No, I forgot the account name. Did anyone of you remember or not? Or if you have the chart history, I think. Okay, one second. Let me check.
This is the account.
Huh?
This is the account. RKD.
No. Is it RKD 365? No, no, it's not for you. Okay, for this batch I have created another account.
Hello, Kumar.
Yep.
It's PKD, I think. Yeah, PKD. PKD 365. Last
I hope
time
so.
you have mentioned.
Let me log on. No. Okay. So see here.
PKD 365@outlook.com.
Yeah, I have created Outlook and then I will create on Microsoft as well on the same day. Okay. So you have the admin user provisioning tool. Click on Run as Administrator. Click on the Yes button. Okay. Here actually we need to do admin user provisioning for this account. 365.onmicrosoft.com. Okay. So this is the first step. But before that, actually, we doubt that whether this account exists or not. Okay. So what you can do is you can log on to this account here. Do you know you will have free access to Office 365? You can log on to portal.office.com. Okay. Portal.office.com. And here you can use this account. Okay. Let me log out of this account. I don't know whether it's logged on with which account. Okay, I'm signing out of this account because I don't need that now. And we will use the new account and then we will try it out. Okay, just a second. You can click on the sign in button and here it will ask you for the it is PKD 365. We have it. I will forget this account here because that account is no more needed. Okay, and let me enter the password. Click on the save button. It says okay, it has enabled the security, so you need to complete the authentication. Okay, let me do that because I need to enable the two-step verification. Okay, on your phone install the Microsoft. No, I don't want that authenticator app. I will go with method 2 where it will ask for my phone number. Let's see. No, next. If you're interested in scanning this image now, you can do that as well. Okay. Only one thing that you need to do is you need to download the Microsoft Authenticator app. And then you can scan this image as well. Okay. 1 second. Let me show you that as well, but I can't show you my phone here. After you install app on your device, choose next. This is what they are saying. Let's try it out. Okay. Now let me scan the QR code. Click on the yellow button. Next, next. I'm getting the QR code here. Let me try scanning this QR code. Okay, it has picked it up. Oh, great. I got it here in my mobile, but unfortunately, I can't show you that one because it's on my mobile. Let's see. Okay. So it will ask for the approve. You can click on the approve on your mobile and then it will get approved. Please remember this. This is how you can sign in. This is the other way. And don't worry, if you set it up, it will ask only for one time. Okay. Now here you can set up the country as India and give your mobile number. Okay, I want to just try this because I think I don't have balance this, but let me try. I got it, 672293. This is the code. Click on the next button. See here, it's account for more than 40 days. Okay, so during that time, I will lose this account within 14 days if I have not set up the two-step verification. Okay, so this step is mandatory for you. Okay, now you can use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all these things. Okay, you can see here. You can use all these things for free for 3 months. Okay, now once you are done with this step, the next step would be go to dev.azure.com. Okay, here you can see sign into Azure DevOps. Click on sign into Azure DevOps, and then you will be able to sign in. Okay, now I think we have created two projects. Might be I might have linked it with Dynamics 365 as well. Now you can see D365 October 2020. This is the one. Okay, so what I will do is now you can see repos, files. There is nothing. Can you see this? There is nothing here. So what I will do is I will create a new folder. You can see folder, 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 and I will call it as a dev branch. I'm calling it as a dev. Please remember, whenever you are creating this, you need to have a work item when you are working in a company. But whereas we are doing it for development, so I am not going to create any work item here. Okay, simply click on the check-in button. Okay, this is the first step. Now I have the dev. Then what does it mean? I would be able to check in the code, check out the code, and whatever I want, I can do with this DevOps now. Then how to do that? How to do that? It's very simple. Okay, go to Visual Studio 2017, more, run as administrator, click on the yes button. Remember, whenever you are starting with the development, this is the preliminary step. Okay, you need to go to Team Explorer. I think already we have logged on, so I might have something here. So what I can do is, oh, it says offline. Very bad. Okay, I will remove this project because that does not belong to us. And then you can see here, actually, if there is only one repository, it will allow you to remove. Now there is nothing. This is the screen that you will find for the first time when you connect to the Visual Studio. Whatever you need to do is you can see the connect button here. Click on the connect, and here it is already taking this one here, but I don't want this to take because we have created a new project now. Click on add an account. Okay, or there is one more way. You can see here it's there now. You can simply click on account settings, remove, yes. Now you need to sign in. I want to sign in with pkd365 @pkd365 on Microsoft.com. Click on the next button. Use the password. Click on sign in. Okay, it's asking for me to open the authenticate tab. Okay, click on approve button on your mobile. It's done. Okay, now it's logged on with PKD 365. Now if you go on connect now, it should take this one. Done. Good. It took it. You can see here, this is Git. I don't want Git. I want TFS. So I'm taking this one. Okay. I'm taking this one. Click on the connect. Done. It will connect. Okay. Now it is asking where do you want to map and get the information. Okay. This is where there will be a confusion. Okay. Because there are two ways that you can do here. Okay. There are two ways with which you can do this here. The first one is you can map to this workspace, copy all your code or work your code from this folder. That is first way. The second way is you can map this to where you can map this to the AX folder. Okay, let's see both of them. First of all, let me open the Solution Control Explorer. You can see there is a dev, okay, and it has nothing in it. Right click and you can convert this to a branch. Now we have the developer branch. Okay. Now you can see this is my developer branch, and currently this developer branch is not mapped to anything. So what you can do is click on this not mapped, select the local folder, and if you remember, I told you there that the code will be in AWS service. Okay, the code will be in AWS service in the C drive in case of local VM. If it is Azure hosted VM, it will be in K drive. Please remember. And then I don't remember whether we have created any model or not. Let me check if ICIC is there or not. No, it's not there. Okay, it's not there. So the next step is click on the Dynamics 365. Click on the model management and create model. See here, this as well we discussed while discussing about the application architecture. In that we have seen application stack and server architecture. In the application stack architecture, okay, let me open the image. I want to just give a brief introduction to it. Okay, I don't want to show some images from my system. I want to show you simply from MSDN. Okay, it makes more sense. You can see. Okay, this is the image that I explained you. In this, you can see there is an application suite, fleet, organization. All these are the models. Okay, all these are the models. Now you can see application suite. This is one model. Application foundation. This is one model. And each and every model has its own purpose. Application platform. If you have anything related to the framework, you want to develop some framework, or the Microsoft want to develop a new framework from their end, then they will develop in the application platform model. Okay, they have some organization related stuff. For example, the number sequence, the global address book, or organization. All this will be part of the foundation model because this is the foundation stuff. So they call it as application foundation. And similarly, we have accounts payable, accounts receivable, human resource. Like this, there are lot of modules. We have lot of modules over there, and all those modules will be present in application suite model. All those modules will be present in application suite model. So like this, you can see the organization. The same thing we need to do for a new project. I told you we are going to work with the bank management system. So when we are choosing the bank management system, the first thing that we need to do is we need to create a model here. Select the model name. The model name will be ICICI. That will be enough. And the publisher name is Kumar. And here, the people used to think layer concept is gone in Dynamics 365, but it's still there. Okay. The architecture is model driven architecture, but layer concept is still there, and you would be able to develop in any one of the following layers. Okay, any one of the following layers, and the code in the USP layer will take the highest priority. Okay, while execution, the code in the USP layer, the user patch. Okay, these are the layers available. USP means user patch. Generally, USP layer, no one is going to work on it. The people will work on user layer. The business users, the end users will work on user layer. And then CUPCS, customer, and the customer patching. If you are developing, okay, if you are doing something specific to a customer, then the customer will take the license of the customer layer and you will develop in the curse layer. You will develop in the curse layer. And if you have any small patches to be released, let's say there is a immediate bug fix needed, those kind of things will be moved to the cup layer. Okay, cup layer. And then you have a var, value added reseller. Okay, don't worry, we have this currently, but I think very soon they might be, there is a possibility that they might remove this as well, because it's going to be model driven. So that's possible, but we don't know. Okay, that all depends on Microsoft when they are going to change it. Okay, value added reseller. Okay, so you're adding a value, to the Dynamics AX product, and then you are reselling it. Okay, that means generally what they will do is value added reseller, in the sense they will sell the Dynamics AX by developing or by customizing some by doing some changes to it. Okay, by doing some changes to it. And few of the people, what they will do is they will simply sell the product. Okay, they will apply some, what do you call that, patches. Okay, they will create some tools, they will apply the tools to the Dynamics AX, and then they will sell. Those are the value added resellers. ISV, independent software vendor. Independent software vendor will take the Dynamics product from Microsoft. On that they will develop some new utility. For example, I can give them MiComs, and then there are multiple things like that. Okay, they are the independent software vendors. Okay, independent software vendors. Solution, actually solution layer we will be not working. So in the solution layer, the Microsoft guys, okay, the core team will work on it. And what they will do, they will develop any framework, okay, specific to them. They will develop this framework. FPK, future patching. Okay, FPK means future patching. GLS, globalization and localization, it's related to the language related stuff. Okay, anything related to the language related stuff, or any currency, or all the global and globalization and localization related stuff will rely on GLS layer. Okay, and for all this you are seeing the P, which is a patching layer. If there are any immediate patches to be released, that will be given in the patch layers. And if it is stabilized, then they will release a cumulative update, and the patch layer data will be removed. Okay, so this is how it goes. Now I am taking the cost layer. Done. If you want to define, you can define some model description. It's a best practice. Okay, please remember, you can say bank management system. Oh, I'm giving some short description. Okay, so once this is done, click on the next button here. In the next button, you can see there are two things: create new package and select existing package. Okay, up to Dynamics 365 8.0, if you want to customize the code, if I select this, it used to list all the models. What it used to do? It used to list all the models here. Okay, but unfortunately, this version we don't have. Okay, so in that case, you need to click on create a new package. Create a new package means you are saying I want to create my own package. If you are selecting create a new package, you are saying that I am not going to customize the existing code. That means I am not going to overlay the existing code. Okay, in Dynamics 365 there are two different options for customizing the code. Okay, how many options? There are two different options for customizing the code. One is called overlaying. Okay, and this overlaying is not allowed from D365 8.1. Okay, before that there's a possibility. What we need to do is we need to simply use something called select existing package, and then we can do that. Okay, but in this case it is disabled completely. Click on the create new package. And here, oh, unfortunately, it is not showing any packages and models because I have not signed in with that account. Okay. Otherwise, it will list out all the packages. Okay. There will be application suite, application platform, all those packages it will list out here. Currently, it is not listing out. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me click on the cancel button for a while. Let me close this. Okay. Now you can see this admin user I have run as admin. Click on the submit. Okay. Please remember, if you are in China, then you need to select AAD China. Otherwise, you need to select AAD Global. Please remember this. Okay. Click on the submit. It will take a while to provision the account. Let it take. And remember, so once the user provision is done, it will show the message saying that admin user provisioning done successfully, or the user updated successfully. Okay, then only your user has been updated and you can use this VM. If it is not updated successfully, you can't use it. Please remember, this is very, very important, because most of the times people will forget this step. Okay, even on the Azure hosted VMs, it will be available only for one user. The first time activity, you need to do this on Azure hosted VM as well. Okay. And sometimes what will happen is, you can see this admin user provisioning here. You might not find this tool on the desktop. So what to do? You need to go to the folder, and in the Azure hosted it's K drive, here it's C drive. You need to go to AOS service, packages local directory, and here you will find a directory called bin, and here you can type admin user provisioning. It will be available here. Please remember. Okay. This is the path in case of local VM. If it is a Azure hosted environment, the path would be K drive. That's the only difference. Okay. Let's wait for a second because it will take some time, because it needs to stop the batch service and then it needs to restart the batch management service. It is going to do a lot of steps here. So it will take a minute or two. Please remember this. These steps are very, very important. And actually, in this environment, if anyone is interested in learning the retail, you can also call for your retail as well. You can see the retail tenant update tool. You can update the retail tenant and then you can start working with it. You can do that as well. Let it load. Let's wait for a minute. Whenever you provision the new virtual machine, please remember, this should be your first step. You need to finish the admin user provisioning. Then only you would be able to log on to Dynamics 365. Unless and until you do this, okay. You can see this is the message. Admin user successfully updated to. If it is successfully updated, then only you would be able to log on to Dynamics 365. Okay. Now you can see this is the sign in window. Let me type the password and then click on sign in. Oh, good. You can see here it says 500 error. Okay. It says 500 error. Because previously, if you remember, just some time back, we are able to log in here. Okay, let me retry. One second. Uh, let me do one thing. Let me clear out all the history here. And then next step, let me go to IIS and then check whether website is running or not. Okay, it's running. Now let me do this. Let me check if it throws 500 error this time as well, or if it logs to Dynamics 365. Okay, this is one more thing that a lot of the times the people will confuse. Okay, when you have changed the user of this account, the Dynamics 365 will work. Okay, the Dynamics 365 is going to work, but the problem is the cache. So whatever you need to do is you need to clear the cache of Internet Explorer or the Chrome, whatever the browser you're working on, and then you need to rerun. Now you can see the account has been changed to pkd365@pkd365.microsoft.com. Good. This is how you need to do the admin user provisioning. Okay, this is how you need to do the admin user provisioning. Please remember, now we are done with the next step. Now let me open the Visual Studio back again. Let me open run as administrator, and now we will see whether we are able to access the models or not. 1 second, let it load. Please remember, when you are doing this for the first time, you will not face this kind of things. When you are running this for the second time, then only you will find this. Okay, please remember this. Now you can see D365 October 2020, and we have the dev. And now if I go to Application Explorer, okay, it's taking some time to load. Let's see what happens. It has given the AOT, and let me right click on the model view. It has given all the models. Okay, and here you can see it is showing one error here. I love errors, because whenever we get some errors, we will learn the more amount of things. Okay, please correct the following. Please correct the metadata files for the following issues. Application should has invalid reference to module expands that can cause circular dependencies. Okay, so don't worry about this. Whenever you start working you'll find this kind of things. And this error, what you need to do is, if you do a full build actually this error will go. Okay, if you do a full build, this error will go, but actually there is a possibility you might get it, or there is a possibility you might not get it. You might ask me when we get it and when we do not get it. Okay, if there is anything corrupted on your package local directory, then you might get this kind of errors. And to resolve that, there are multiple things that we can do. Okay, from that, one thing is simply doing the refresh models is not going to work. You need to do a full build. Okay, don't worry, I will keep that, or that will be anyways working. Okay, I will do that full build later on, because it is going to, you can see this build models now. You need to select this build models, and you need to select all the models, and then you need to do a full build. That is going to take a hell lot of time. Even on my environment, it will take nearly 2 hours. Okay, even on this environment, it is going to take nearly 2 hours. So I don't want to work with that now. Okay, the next step would be click on Dynamics 365 model management, create model, model name. I will call it as ICICI, model publisher Kumar. Let me call it as bank management system. Click on cus. Next, create new package. Next, oh, don't worry, I need to do a full build. I told you now, once I do a full build, I will get all those models. So simply I will click on the next button, and then create a new project. Make this my default model for new projects. If you select this, your model will become default for all the new projects that you create on this environment. I want to do that, so click on finish. It will create a new model for us. What it will do? It will create a new model for us, and it is asking for the project name. Please remember, here as well, what people used to do is they used to select Visual C# and something else too, and they used to create our project. That should not be done. You need to select Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations, and you need to give the project name. Okay, here you can see there are 2 more types of projects. Okay. It depends on, again company to company, because if you want to rapid your development, okay, let's say I want to create a table from the user interface. Okay, I can create a developer tools add-in, and then I can create some user interface, and I will ask the table name and fields. I will take from the Excel template, and then I will create it. That's possible. Yeah, it's very simple. You can do that by using a developer tools add-in. Let's say my company has a strong rule on the best practices, and even for the code, they want to have only 15 lines. Okay, in one method, they don't want to exceed more than 15 lines. In a class, they don't want to exceed more than 100 lines. Okay, like this, there will be best practice rules for each and every company. Okay, each and every company. So if you want to do that, then what you need to do is you need to take the best practice rules project, and then you need to write your own code. You can create your own best practice rules by using that best practice rules project. Okay, please remember. But currently, I don't want to go with them because that is again a different thing. Tools development. I will simply take ICICI Bank. Okay, I'm calling the project as ICICI Bank. Click on the OK button. Done. It will create a new project for us. Okay. Now let me come back. I have created a project, but this project is not in the source control. I have created this thing, but how to get it done? Okay. The first thing you need to remember is in this dev, right click and click on the, oh, here it is not allowing me to create a new folder. There are two ways to do that. Once you map, you can do that, but I don't want to do that at the beginning. I want to create it from the DevOps tool directly. Here, what I will do is, if I press F5 and refresh, this is a branch now. You can create a new folder. And this folder, I will call it as metadata. Please remember, I am calling this folder as metadata. Okay. And then I want to create one more folder. Click on the new folder. I want to call this folder as projects. Click on the check-in. Okay. Now I have two folders. Okay. Metadata and then projects. Now if I do a refresh here, you will get the two folders here. I got it. Now metadata. Okay. I have the metadata not mapped. Let me select this and select this. You can go to C drive and then you can go to, what do you call this? AOS service, packages, local directory. We have created a project ICICI. Let me go there. ICICI. See here there are two things. What people will do is whenever we create a model, okay, because again, this will also change depending upon the company to company. How it will change is ICICI. So few times the people will map the entire model. When you create a new model, a folder will be created in the package local directory. So they will try to map the entire model, but this is not needed. If you map this ICICI, that will be enough because this ICICI will contain the code. This ICICI is going to contain the code. Okay, but it depends. Okay, it depends on where exactly you are working on. Okay, so if you want to map this, click on the OK button and simply remove this metadata here.
And
Click on the map.
Kumar, what do you mean by metadata?
Code here. Metadata means code.
Okay.
Okay. Projects means Visual Studio projects. Now see here. Actually here you are not able to find anything. You can right click on the add items to the folder. You can see here you have the descriptor, ICICI, metadata. And there will be one more folder. Once you do a build, there will be a folder called bin. Okay. But it will not be there here. Don't worry. That will be in the local directory. Okay. While working with the Git, you will find it. Okay. And whatever you want to select, you can select everything. Click on finish. Done. Okay. Now your code mapped to metadata here. The next step, the project. You have the project here. Now you want to add this project to the version control. How to do that? Okay. You can say add solution to version control. And where exactly you want to add? I want to add it to the projects. Click on the OK button. Done. My project will be added to the version control. Now if you expand the projects, you can see this. Okay. Okay. Now the next step would be you can check in everything. Okay. Right click, you can check in, you can see all these are there. Now if I go to the DevOps, you will not find anything. Currently this is empty. And here you can do a check-in. Click on yes. Now if I go to DevOps, press enter, you can see this is my Visual Studio project. You can see this is my ICICI model. Okay, ICICI model. And few of the times what people will do is they will create one more folder here. They will call it as ICICI and then in that they will map that. Well, that's again up to you. You can do that. Because I want to get only code. This code is enough for me, so I have done this. Okay, that's up to you. Now, this is how you are going to map with the TFS version control system. Hope this is clear. I want you to do this. Okay, and then project is also checked in. Everything is done now. Okay, now what is the next step? The next step would be we can start the development. Okay, now I told you
Projects are
yesterday that.
mapped to a local drive.
Come again.
The project, the ICICI Bank projects, this is not still mapped with our local drive, or it's
It's
mapped.
mapped.
No, it mapped
Okay.
automatically.
Yeah, when you add to version control, it will map automatically. And if you map these projects and then do that, you can do that. Okay,
It will
that's up
not
to you.
mapped on that package folder what you have shown earlier.
No,
On
no,
a
no.
okay.
It will map on the whatever the folder the projects are there. Because
Okay.
these are the two ways. I have right click and then I have added. Nah.
Yes.
This is one way to add the project. And if you want to go get the entire projects, then you can map these projects to your source drive, source
Okay.
repos. Then you will get all the projects here. That is the second way. Okay, you can try. You can do that as well. Okay. Now the next step is right click, click on the add, and then new item. I want to create two simple tables. Okay. You can see here there's a data model and then there is a table. What I want to do is I will call this as, I told you we need to follow the best practices. So I want to call it as ICI table 1. Click on the add button. It will create a new table for us. And now we are creating the table in the Visual Studio. Is that right? I have created this table in the Visual Studio. Now, but table is not part of the Visual Studio. Yeah, the table is part of the SQL database. So let me go and check whether the table got created or not. Remember, you need to run as administrator, whatever it can be. Okay, I'm waiting for it to open. Yeah, got it. Do not recover. Okay, click on connect. Use the Windows authentication, it will connect automatically. Databases, AXDB, tables, we have created with ICI. Okay, so I will check dbo.ici. Let me check. Okay, you can take dbo.ici. Oh, it's not there. Then how to get this table? See here, whenever you create a table in Dynamics 365, even if you go to right click and then build, you might not get it, because if you go to the properties, you can see there is something called synchronized database on build. So this will say whatever the tables or whatever the database objects you create, that should be synchronized with AXDB. Okay, you need to set this to true if you want to synchronize these tables to the database. Click on the OK button and then right click to a rebuild. Okay, so when you build, it will do some activities. The first activity is metadata validation started. What it will do is it will go through the files. Okay, I have created a table. Now let me go back and check in the model what happened exactly. If I go to this ICICI and then AX table, check, you can see it got created. If I right click and click on the edit, you can see XML code here. Can you see this? This is how it works. What it will do? When it is validating the metadata, what it will do? It is going to check if there are any errors in that XML file. Okay, in that XML file. And then during the metadata validation, it throws error here. It is saying enum does not exist module acceptor. It means that you don't have any model. Okay, you need to do a full build and then you need to come back. This is what it is saying. And then if there are any errors, it will throw the error. It will say here metadata validation completed. It will say metadata validation completed. And then it has come up with the X++ compilation. So in your X++ code, if there is any error, missing the semicolon, missing without creating a variable, you have used it like that. If there are any errors, it will pop it out. And then if there are no errors, it will say compilation completed. And there are best practices defined by the Microsoft that we need to follow. And if you are not following that best practices, it will give the best practices errors. And coming to these best practices, they are divided into three different types: best practice error, best practice warning, best practice informative message. You need to keep in mind the best practice error count and the best practice warning count should be ideally 0. Informative messages can be there. Informative messages means what it will do is, let's say you have added 3 variables in your code and you are not using one of the variable. Then what it will do? It will give you the informative message saying that this variable is not being used, so you can delete it. Okay, this is the best practice informative message. Now you can see, okay, in the table you have not defined the label. For the table field you have not defined the label, then it will throw the warning. Okay, might be they might have converted to errors, because we can do that. When you define the best practice rules, you can convert the warnings to errors and informative to warnings. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so it depends on whatever the values that you get. Okay, and then so once this best practice check is finished, it will say best practice check completed, and then the next step would be synchronization. Actually, it has not done here. It will do the synchronize database started, build synchronization started, build synchronization completed. If you have that synchronization started and completed, then only it will, the table will get synchronized with this. But unfortunately, as we do the platform with the framework models here, it is not doing the synchronization. Okay, so this is how you need to configure the Dynamics 365. Okay, and good to do a full build. Okay, but in case if you don't get the errors that I am getting, okay, because it says module acceptor does not exist because it is not able to find the mode here. Okay, it is not able to find the model here. If you don't get this kind of errors, then that's good. There is no to do a full build. Otherwise, you need to go to Dynamics 365 and then build models. You need to select all the models, whatever is available, and then you need to click on build. Okay, you need to do a full build. Please remember this thing. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, don't worry, I will resolve this. Okay, I will keep the full build works because it is showing me the models here. You can say this: application foundation, data types, base enums, everything is being shown here, but unfortunately it is not listing out for me to add them here. Okay, there should be specific reason. I will sort it out, no worries. Yeah,
And
okay,
one more thing, Kumar.
go ahead.
Suppose if there are any stopping services, what are the main services we need to concentrate for development related activities?
Okay, so as I told you, the first service is about the AOS website. You can see the AOS service here. You need to check, this should be always kept running. The second one is, if you go to services, you can see a service called batch management service. Can you say this? Microsoft Dynamics 365 Unified Operations Batch Management Service. This batch management service is responsible for executing the batch jobs in Dynamics 365. Okay, this is responsible for executing the batch jobs in Dynamics 365. And then the next one is the data import export framework service. So if you want to work with the data entity DIXF, I mean to say data import export framework, then this service should be kept running. And the core service, one more, is the SQL Server. You can say this. This should be always running. This should be always running. Okay. These are the
Please mention
services.
on the notepad so we can able to look into.
Oh, okay. No worries. I will mention them. Okay. From that, the first one is Microsoft Dynamics AX Batch Management Service. Second one would be Data Import Export Framework Service. And the third one will be SQL Server. Okay. On top of all this, you will have AWS service in IIS. These are the services. Okay. These are the core services for Dynamics 365. Got it?
There is no reporting service in this list.
We will come back to that one. I am speaking only
Okay.
about Dynamics 365 up to now. Okay. Because
Okay.
if I say SQL Server, it will cover all those. Okay. Everything will start with SQL only. You can see here. SQL Server integration services, reporting services. Okay. With SQL, you can see all these services are there.
Okay.
And we have Power BI as well. Power BI as well, I will take in one of the session. I will explain you how to work with the Power BI reports as well. Yeah. Now it's your time. Please let me know if you have any queries.
The code which you have checked in DevOps, will any other user will able to access that code? Because
I will give you
in
access to this
TFS,
code.
if
Okay. Because this is not a public project. If it is public, everyone will be able to access. If it is a private, you will not be able to access it. Okay. I don't remember when whether I made it public or private.
okay.
Okay. I will give you
So
access to
two or
this
more
code anyways.
developers can simultaneously work on that what we worked on Visual Studio projects TFS servers.
Remember, this is a individual topology. This is not the shared topology. Okay. Individual topology in the sense one developer, one machine. Okay. On the same
Okay.
machine, multiple developers cannot work, but one developer, one machine. And coming to this DevOps, everyone can link it and they can start working on the code.
Okay. That means two developers can simultaneously work on that D365 OCT2 in 2020 project.
Yes, not two,
Okay.
yeah. N number of developers can work. If you have a number of machines, number of
More than one. More
yeah,
more than one. What I want to say.
yeah,
I think
you can do
I
that.
think it should be depend upon the user roles. I feel not required
It's
enough.
not about the user sizing. User sizing is different here. It will develop on depend on the project. Okay, if your project is big and if you have hired 10 developers, 10 developers can work simultaneously. If your project is small, you have hired 4 developers, 4 developers can work simultaneously. And frankly speaking, people nowadays, okay, or from the business, yeah, they are suggesting to develop on the VM. Okay, they are asking you to develop on this VM only because if you go for the LCS development environment, the cost is high. Okay, if you want a fast machine, you need to pay around $7,000 per month for one machine. The cost is high. So what they are suggesting is they are suggesting to develop on the environment itself. $700 means it will be 77, yeah, nearly 49,000. You will get a machine to develop Dynamics 365. They are just purchasing 2 or 3 machines, or already they will have some high-end machines, and they are giving the VM for development because all the integrations, everything can be developed. Okay, you can do that. Except if you want to work with the Logic app or what do you call this, the Power App, or all those things will work with the Azure. For that, you will have the test machine. Okay, the development machines now they are preferring to use the local VM for development.
And what is the actual cost of this product normally?
That you can check in pricing, because D365 pricing is available. Because I never check that whenever it is needed, because there is a license type called CAL per user. Okay, because it depends upon the number of users. If you have 1 to 10, they will be charging around $80 or $100 per user per month, something like that. Okay, so whenever it
So,
is needed, I will do a pricing estimates, not all the time. So I don't remember it exactly. Yeah.
so the VM that we downloaded, does it have any expiry? Like, does it expire after n number of days?
Yes. Okay. How it will expire is I will tell you. If you see here, coming to this VM, it has more 139 days. Okay. Coming to the Windows Server, you have something called rearm. Okay. You can do rearm for 6 times. That means each time you do a rearm, you will get 6 months. So you can use this VM for 3 years. Okay.
Okay.
But 3 years is very, I can say, because every 6 months or 3 months, they are going to release a new version. Okay. If you
Yeah.
don't want to stay on the latest version and if you want to keep the version with you, then you can be on this version for 3 years. And coming to the user, the expiry will be 90 days. Every 90 days, you need to create a new user and then you need to do the admin user provisioning. Okay. Next, any other questions? If there are no other queries, I will end session for everyone.
Tomorrow, can you review all points you are speaking in this session?
Can you come again?
Can you review all points you speak this session?
I'm not getting your question here. Can you please ping? I think I'm getting some.
Can you review all points? Speak
You
today.
need. Do you want set up the environment? Do you mean or?
Review all points you speak in this session today.
Oh, you want me to review, write the review points, huh?
Yes.
Okay. So see here, today what we have discussed is, first thing is, setting up version control for D365. Okay. This is the first thing. And the second thing that we have discussed is setting up new model for project. And then we have discussed about services. And then we have discussed admin user provisioning. Okay. These are the things that we have discussed.
Okay.
Okay, thanks all for the session. Let's
And
meet
one more
again.
thing,
Yeah, go ahead.
Kumar. For suppose when we have to the multiple developers, at a time they are running the build or sync, it should be any problem or
There will be no problem at all because you have your own database in your VM. Okay. If you have the common database and if you're trying to do a build, if you're trying to sync the same table, then you will have the problem. Yeah, this is your own VM, your own database. You have everything for you only. So there will be no problem. Okay. And when you go for the build as well, there will be no simultaneous build. Okay. The build will be in the queue. Once the build is finished, the second build will run. If you say about the pipeline, okay, because you have a build pipeline and release pipeline. If you are going for the continuous integration and continuous deployment, then we will set it up. But actually for this VM, I can't show you how to set it up because we need at least if you want to set up the Azure builds, you need to have the Azure subscription. Okay, because nowadays coming to the Dynamics 365 as well, the build model has been changed. Previously, we used to have a build machine and then we used to use that build machine for setting up the builds. Nowadays, we have Azure builds. When you go for the Azure build, the benefit is that you can use it directly without having the build machine. You can set up a build without using the build machine. You can do that. Okay. But for that, we need Azure subscription. Then only we can do that. Any other questions? Yeah. Thanks all for the session. Let's meet again tomorrow, same time. Thank you all. Bye.